No, the title is not clickbait. Women must be removed from positions of power. Alright everybody, thank you. End the video. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day. Okay, but in all seriousness, they must be removed. Alright everybody, buckle up and let's get ready for a controversial topic. Even though it's something I think a lot of people have been thinking, they just haven't been saying out loud. Have you noticed things in society such as education, the workplace, hell, just society in general, has felt a bit off? Have you had that gut feeling that something has been off for a while? You just don't know what that something is? I mean, it could be lots of things. It could be things are expensive now. We all know that. Rent's expensive, groceries expensive, healthcare. That could be. It could be the younger generation is getting older and realizing, hey, well, this is just how it is. You know, my grandpa and grandparents told me life is, is hard. Maybe this is just how it is. But I'm here to tell you, what if it's not? What if it's something that everyone is thinking, but nobody has the balls to say? I will. Women do not belong in positions of power, and it's time we have this conversation.
You're goddamn right.
Hey. Before you get mad and click away, let me explain. Well, unless you're a woman, then shut the hell up, a man's talking. Alright everybody, let's get ready for demonetization. Oh wait, I'm not monetized yet. Well, definitely ain't gonna get it now.
My nigga.
Yes, the title of this video and this little intro is not a hallucination. It is time we have a serious talk about this topic. There have been many debates about this topic over the years. At first, they were just thrown out as sexist, because obviously it sounds like it is. But more and more things are happening and people are waking up and realizing, hey, this, might be a problem here. So today, we are going to talk about it here. Women do not belong in positions of power, like I said, be it government, education, corporate, workplace in general, whatever you say. They should not be there. Our generation, or at least my generation, has been taught our whole lives that equality between the sexes is good, which, on the surface, is good. You want equal opportunities and all blah blah, all that. But I'd argue it's actually ruined, well, for one, it's ruined the relationship between the sexes, and two, it's damaging society. I think it would be better for men to be in charge of, everywhere. Now, there are way too many examples to talk about to go in depth, in detail with everything. We would be here until the end of time. But in today's video, we're going to discuss a few examples as to why I believe this. The first example comes in the form of Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of the United States. Just the highest level of law and order in the country. Bondi was sworn in as Attorney General on February 5th, 2025, picked by President Trump. Keep in mind, she was not his first pick. More on that later. I won't go into a debate as to, if she's right for the job or not, but I think it's pretty obvious she needs to go. Fumbling certain files.
Might want to gargle my ballsack.
The example we're going to be discussing today is when Bondi appeared on a podcast recently discussing what President Trump plans to do with the rise of the radical left that has been slowly growing over the years in the country, resulting in the assassination of Charlie Kirk last week, a conservative political commentator. Now, we all know that Kirk was super close with the Trump administration. Both Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance have come forward and said that Kirk was instrumental in getting them elected in the last election. With Kirk's assassination, you would think that Trump and his team would be going out, guns blazing, taking down the radical left, taking no names, which it seems like that's what their plan is.
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy. Although they want men and women sports, they want transgender for everyone, they want open borders.
There is no unity with people who scream at children over their parents' politics. There is no unity with someone who lies about what Charlie Kirk said in order to excuse his murder. There is no unity with someone who harasses an innocent family the day after the father of that family lost a dear friend. There is no unity with the people who celebrate Charlie Kirk's assassination. And there is no unity with the people who fund these articles, who pay the salaries of these terrorist sympathizers, who argue that Charlie Kirk, a loving husband and father, deserved a shot to the neck because he spoke words with which they disagree. Did you know that the George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the groups who funded that disgusting article justifying Charlie's death, do you know they benefit from generous tax treatment? They are literally subsidized by you and me, the American taxpayer. And how do they reward us? By setting fire to the house built by the American family over 250 years. I am desperate for our country to be united in condemnation of the actions and the ideas that killed my friend. I want it so badly that I will tell you a difficult truth. We can only have it with people who acknowledge that political violence is unacceptable, and when we work to dismantle the institutions that promote violence and terrorism in our own country.
Where the left calls people enemies of the Republic, calls them fascists, says they're Nazis, says they're evil, says they have to be removed, and then prints their addresses. What do you think they're trying to do? They are trying to inspire someone to murder them. That is their objective. That is their intent. And when you see online, Sean, as we've seen for the last few days, tape after tape after tape of federal workers, bureaucrats, staffers in the Pentagon, educators, professors, healthcare workers, nurses, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are radicalized people. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country. And let me tell you something I've not shared with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his Creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection, but we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate, you want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile.
So we got the president, the vice president, and the White House deputy chief of staff all calling for the prosecution and destruction of a violent terror group that has been terrorizing the United States for years now, and who has just assassinated a key public figure that was close with the administration. But what about the Attorney General? You know, the highest level of law and order in the land, pretty much? Do you think she's ready to join the fight and crush the radical left?
There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. There's free speech, and then there's hate speech.
What?
And then there's hate speech.
This is a fucking bitch.
That's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and print posters with Charlie's pictures on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately, that Office Depot had done that. We're looking at that.
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Really? We have a group of psychos that has been destroying our cities, burning them down, causing mayhem all over the place for almost a decade now, And you think the way to stop them is telling them they can't use bad words that might hurt people's feelings? What? This is one reason why women shouldn't hold positions of power. This is not a situation where you back down and use kind words to defeat your opponent. Now, we can't blame women all the way. I mean, it's in their biology. It's in their biology to be communicative, to talk with one another, to solve problems, yada yada. It's the men's biology to crush the enemies, and that's what we need to do. Like in the second clip on Fox News, she's discussing the recent incident where a guy wanted to print a poster of Charlie for a vigil at Office Depot, and the employees there wouldn't let him. They deemed it propaganda. Outrage ensued, as you expected, and Office Depot fired the two employees and allowed the guy to print his poster. Now, it seemed problem solved. Nobody was hurt. Somebody lost their job, but, they were leftists, so whatever. But Bondi said in that clip she may target Office Depot for hate speech. Why? I mean, were the employees wrong? Yeah, I would say so. Was Office Depot wrong for firing him? No. But it's their company. If a company doesn't want to serve a particular type of customer, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but that someone can go somewhere else. And that company is within their rights and should not be prosecuted for it. Oh, and if in case you're wondering if she was taken out of context, like a lot of people are with, how we live in the world now with the internet, the extended clip is not much better.
These universities are complicit in allowing conservatives to be harassed on campus. And what happens when you allow a university to harass conservatives and don't expel or don't take an action is what happened last week.
It is, and on a broader level, the anti-Semitism, what's been happening at college campuses around this country is disgusting, it's despicable, and we've been fighting that. We've been fighting these universities left and right, and we're not going to stop. There's free speech, and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. I mean, look what happened. Think about Josh Shapiro. What happened to Governor Shapiro? I talked to Josh multiple times. Democrat governor, Jewish. They firebombed his house while his wife and children were sleeping upstairs. It's a miracle. Nothing worse happened it's a miracle that nothing happened to Josh and he and his family are safe. They're traumatized, but that's what's happened in this world. And we are going to fight every step of the way to show that you will face the most severe consequences if you come after someone and you target someone for their political views or for any reason at all.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
After these two clips came out, Bondi received massive backlash from both sides of the political aisle, which was kind of heartening to see both sides come together in a turmoilous time like it is right now. She even made a post about it the next morning on X. Hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected by the First Amendment. It's a crime. For far too long, we've watched the radical left normalize threats, call for assassinations, and cheer on political violence. That era is over. Under 18 U.S.C. and 875C, it is a federal crime to transmit any communication containing any threat to kidnap any person or any threat to injure the person of another. Likewise, 18 U.S.C. 876 and 18 U.S.C. 115 make it a felony to threaten public officials, members of Congress, or their families. You cannot call for someone's murder, you cannot swat a member of Congress, you cannot dox a conservative family and think you'll be brushed off as free speech. These acts are punishable crimes, and every single threat will be met with the full force of the law. Free speech protects ideas, debate, and even dissent, but it does not and will never protect violence. It is clear that this violent rhetoric is designed to silence others from voicing conservative ideals. We will never be silenced, not for our families, not for our freedoms, and never for Charlie. His legacy will not be erased by fear or intimidation.
Now, is the idea to inform your reader and make him feel like a fucking dunce, huh?
I mean, the post itself is whatever. If she removed the first two sentences, I would say the post is pretty good. I agree with a lot of it. But the problem is, she already said the quiet part out loud, and nobody's going to forget that. People like Bondi are your typical boomer cons. Now, some people may push back on that and say, well, she's a Republican. She's one of the good ones. No. Over the years, I've come to realize all boomers are bad. Every single one of them. Doesn't matter what side of the political aisle they are on. They all have this, hey man, make love, not war. Make peace, my dude. And all this other bullshit. They all need to go. This situation gets even more depressing when you realize what I said before about how Bondi wasn't Trump's first pick. And thinking back, man, we could have had this.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe.
God damn it, man. We were this close to having Gaetz as Attorney General. I understand why Trump chose Bondi since she was his lawyer during his court cases over the past few years, and so she's loyal. And that's a good attribute to look for. People are loyal to you. But it just sucks that it wasn't Gaetz, because man, this motherfucker would be cracking skulls taking names right about now. He'd have all these leftist freaks lined up one by one, and the problem would have already been over by now, most likely. Maybe someday. Quick little insert here, guys. This news broke after I completed the script for this video, so I thought it tied into the topic, so I'm going to talk about it. Apparently, Trump is going to designate Antifa a terrorist organization. So, that's one thing. I mean, let's read what it says. I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots that I am designating Antifa a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster as a major terrorist organization. I will also be strongly recommending that those funding Antifa be thoroughly investigated in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So that's one good thing that's probably going to be happening. The point still stands in this video though. Women aren't getting off that easy. The next example we are going to be discussing is now the infamous Cracker Barrel scandal, which happened a few months ago. You all remember Cracker Barrel. Your grandparents probably took you to it when you were younger. It looks like a restaurant out of time, like the old school Wild West. We all know Cracker Barrel. Well, some dumb bitch right here, named Julie Flesh Messino, the CEO of Cracker Barrel, thought she knew better than every American who has loved Cracker Barrel over the years, and decided to change the iconic logo from this to this.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite. I actually happened to be in Orlando last week with all of our managers. We bring them together and every other year. And the number one question that I got asked, Michael, was, how can I get a remodel? When can I get a remodel? How do I get on the list?
Oh, really?
So because the feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members. They want to work in a wonderful restaurant. So we're doing everything for our guests and our team members.
Well, Julie Messino, it's wonderful to have you here.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for answering those questions for all the Cracker Barrel fans out there. There's a lot of great changes.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Robin?
Can I get in writing that the peg game is going to stay?
The peg game is staying.
Okay.
So are the rocking chairs, fireplace, vintage decor. It's all there.
All right. Okay, because that would be a deal breaker. That would be a deal breaker.
This strong, empowered boss babe woman thought it'd be a good idea to change the absolute iconic and stylistic logo to a dull, modern, fucking boring logo. Multiple reasons are wrong with this. One, the new logo is just shit, let's be honest. Just look at it. Secondly, she removed the two most obvious points of the logo. The barrel and the cracker. Racist son of a bitch, she removed the cracker. What's wrong with her? Women. This is why you don't hire women. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants the logo to change. We all want Cracker Barrel to stay the same. That's the whole point of the restaurant. Luckily, when this news first broke, Cracker Barrel was bombarded with criticisms from everybody you can think of. Democrats, Republicans, rich people, poor people. Everybody was shitting on them, including President Trump, because of course he did. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo amid a mistake based on a customer response, the ultimate pull, and manage the company better than ever before. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity. Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago today, it was dead. Good luck. Damn, that was a really shit impression, wasn't it? Even Michael from Good Morning America and that clip I showed before wasn't on board with it, you can tell.
The feedback and the buzz is our team members.
Well, Julie Messino is wonderful.
To make matters even worse, this situation got so bad that one of the co-founders of Cracker Barrel itself had to come out and make a statement about it.
Logo rolled out the other day.
Oh, that's crazy. That's nothing. That's a bland nothing. It's pitiful.
Do you think she knows the story of Cracker Barrel?
I don't think so. I heard she was at Taco Bell, but what's Taco Bell know about Cracker Barrel? And country food. And the food is something that you need to work on. Spending $700 million to do that is all I've been doing. Not just throwing money out the street.
Now, I'm not some top-level exec or anything, but maybe you should take notes from, I don't know, one of the dudes who founded the restaurant in the first place?
Yeah.
Now, the logo is not the only thing Cracker Barrel announced they were changing. Shortly before the logo incident, they revealed that they are changing their interior from their iconic old-school feel to a more modern look, as you can see here. Again, the question has to be asked, why do companies always change something that doesn't need to be changed in the first place? I mean, look at the interior now. Look how fucking cool this is. Isn't this the coolest looking restaurant? Between the renovations announcement and the logo redesign, Cracker Barrel's stock quickly plummeted, and man, our girl Julie wasn't looking too good.
Why is Cracker Barrel changing its logo back? What's Cracker Barrel's plans?
Luckily, a few weeks after announcing both the redesign and the renovations, Cracker Barrel announced that they are going back on both decisions and are keeping the restaurants completely the same. They even made a post about it on X. You've shared your voices in the recent weeks, and not just on our logo, but also on our restaurants. We're continuing to listen. Today we're suspending our remodels. If your restaurant hasn't been remodeled, you don't need to worry, it won't be. With our recent announcement that our old-timer logo will remain, along with our bigger focus in the kitchen and on your plate, we hope that today's step reinforces that we hear you. Good on them for admitting they were wrong and listening to the customers. I don't know why this Julie chick thought it'd be a good idea to change the logo of one of America's most iconic restaurants, but I'm glad it didn't happen nonetheless. Maybe it was because she was a top-level executive at Taco Bell, which apparently she did some good things there. The details are kind of scarce, but I mean, maybe she did something, I don't know, but it looks like she ruins everything she touches. All I know is she fits the pattern of what this video is about. Women, usually white women, come into positions of power thinking they know better and thinking they know everything and changing everything, which usually turns out to be a disaster. Whatever the case is, let's be glad it didn't happen and the customers won. Cracker Barrel still got some sus business practices though. Let's look at the silver lining though. Through this whole tantrum and debacle, we did get some pretty good memes out of this, such as this one here. This one shows, the Cracker Barrel design, but for Waffle House, and it reads, "We throw hands," which I thought was pretty funny. We have this other one here, which I will put up on the screen, and I will not say the words, but here you go. Or how about this one? As a true reinvention of the logo, keeping the two main parts. Look how fucking cool that is, man! Come on, tell me that's not the most badass logo you've ever seen, and you would not eat there. Now I can go on and list multiple examples of how women are ruining things. Just to name a few more briefly, you had Jennifer Salk, who was the head of MGM Studios over on Amazon and was responsible for a bunch of woke garbage TV shows and movies that nobody liked. Luckily, she got fired and her position got scrapped altogether. Or how about Alyssa Heinrichid? I know I pronounced that name wrong, but who cares? She's not important. She was a top-level executive over at Bud Light and thought it'd be a good idea to market Bud Light using this.
Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month, but it turns out it has something to do with sports. And I'm not sure exactly which sport, but either way, it's a cause to celebrate. This month, I celebrated my day 365 of womanhood, and Bud Light sent me possibly the best gift ever, a can with my face on it. Check out my Instagram story to see how you can enjoy March Madness with Bud Light and maybe win some money too. Love ya! Cheers! Go team! Whatever team you love, I love too. Okay. Love ya. Okay, break a leg.
What the hell is even that?
You really thought it would be a good idea to market to particularly blue-collar Americans by using someone who doesn't know what damn gender they are?
Some of these women, they're so stupid.
And let's not even go down the road of the biggest culprit of women ruining things.
Is there a problem, people?
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
Seriously, has any woman fucked up more badly than Kathleen Kennedy? She was handed the most iconic and biggest film franchise in history and turned it into a complete joke. So much so now that when people hear the name Star Wars, they associate it with trash and make fun of it. Seriously, can someone please get her the fuck out so we can get some good Star Wars again for once?
Somehow Palpatine returned.
All these women, all white women by the way, are examples of a damaging trend that's happening in society and all over the Western world. Over the last few decades, women have been taken out of their role as homemaker or housewives and shoved into positions of power which frankly, I don't think they want. Now maybe it's because I'm a guy and I have a different mentality, but if I was a woman and given the choice of staying home with my kids, raising them, playing with them, always being there with them, having that, or going to work and dealing with meetings, corporate bullshit, all the other, useless stuff that comes with work, why would you not choose the kids? I don't get it. Now, what if a woman doesn't want to have kids? Okay, there are a few women out there, Bondi, for example, like I mentioned in the first example, doesn't have kids. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta be sure you're damn good at your job, and she is clearly not.
Well, no shit.
People can fight me all they want, but it's clear. Women were designed to have kids and to raise them. Part of the problems we're having in society is I think we are rejecting that and have been for decades, and now it's causing all this turmoil in the country. But mark my words, if things don't change and we keep going down this path without addressing it, this problem is going to get significantly worse, and we're going to have an adult and serious, uncomfortable conversation about this matter.